Adequate notice of the April 11th, 2024 Township Committee meeting has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting written notice and agenda of the meeting on a bulletin board in the Municipal Building, 1000 Route 10, Township of Hanover, and by hand delivering, mailing, or faxing such notice and agenda to the following newspapers: Morris County Daily Record, the Star Ledger, the Hanover Eagle, and by filing the same with the Township Clerk.
Roll call, Committeeman Cahill.
Here.
Committeeman Faramosca.
Here.
Committeeman Francioli.
Here.
Committeeman Mahalko is excused this evening, and Mayor Gallagher.
Here.
4 members in attendance.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for a minute for our prayer that John Faramosca will take care of tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, please watch over and guide this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding to help make the best decisions for our residents. Please bless our first responders and the township volunteers who help to keep us all safe. Also, bless our township employees and residents. Lastly, please let us pray for the men and women of the United States Armed Forces who stand vigil over us always. Amen.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our first order of business this evening is a letter of retirement from William Drake from his position with the Public Works Department effective July 1st, 2024. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So approved. Next is the approval of the regular Township Committee meeting minutes of March 14th, 2024. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just for members of the public, we are having difficulty with our mic system, so we're going to speak as loud as we can. So can you hear us in the back of the room?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So your patience is appreciated.
Thanks. Okay, next on the agenda, we have a public hearing and adoption of 2 ordinances. Ordinance number 5-2024 and 6-2024. Proof of publication that both ordinances and the notice of introduction appeared in full in the March 20th issue of the Daily Record in accordance with law. At this time, may I have a motion to convene the public hearing on ordinance number 5-2024 and 6-2024?
So moved.
Second.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning any of the ordinances? If so, please state your name and address for the record, and which ordinance you'd like to be spoken of.
Motion closed.
Second.
Now, on adoption, may I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 5 and adoption on ordinance number 6?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. On roll call, Committeeman Cahill.
Aye.
Committeeman Faramosca.
Aye.
Committeeman Francioli.
Aye.
Mayor Gallagher.
Aye.
So adopted. Next on the agenda is the public hearing and consideration of amending and adopting the 2024 municipal current fund budget. Proof of publication that the current fund budget appeared in full in the Daily Record in accordance with law. At this time, may I have a motion to convene the public hearing on the 2024 current fund budget?
So moved.
May I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning the 2024 municipal current fund budget? If so, please state your name and address for the record.
Motion closed.
Second.
Before the Township Committee can adopt the budget, a resolution must be approved removing $69,015 as an anticipated special item of general revenue. I'd like to read into the record resolution number 50A-2024. A resolution of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey, amending the 2024 current fund budget by removing $69,015 as an anticipated special item of general revenue. May I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion.
Second.
On roll call, Committeeman Cahill.
Aye.
Committeeman Farah.
Aye.
Committeeman Francioli.
Aye.
And Mayor Gallagher.
Aye.
So approved. Next, may I have a motion to adopt the 2024 current fund municipal budget
So moved.
Second?
And that's as amended.
as amended? Thank you, Joe. On roll call, as amended, Committeeman Cahill.
Aye.
Committeeman Farah.
Aye.
Committeeman Francioli.
Aye.
And Mayor Gallagher.
Aye.
So adopted. Next, we have 5 ordinances for introduction. I'd like to read the title of each into the record. Ordinance 7-2024, ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover, County of Morris, State of New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition and installation of a prefabricated steel building, AKA a pole barn, including a concrete slab and all related appurtenances, and appropriating the sum of $200,000 from the unallocated portion of the Township's 2024 Capital Improvement Fund and all prior years for the financing of the project.
Need a motion?
Yes, I just have a lot to read, I'm sorry. Ordinance 8-2024. Ordinance of the Township Committee of the Township of Hanover, amending and supplementing ordinance number 16-2023 and chapter 61 of the Code of the Township entitled Salaries and Compensation, Personnel Policies, which chapter establishes regulations and rates of compensation for the officers and full-time and part-time civilian non-union employees of the Township of Hanover. Ordinance 9-2024, ordinance of the Township Committee, Township of Hanover, and the County of Morris, and State of New Jersey, authorizing the purchase and construction of a digital electrical message board and all related appurtenances to be installed at Central Park, and further authorizing the appropriation of $35,000 from the unallocated portion of the Township's 2024 Capital Improvement Fund and all prior years for the financing of the project. Ordinance 10-2024, an ordinance of the Township of Hanover, Morris County, New Jersey, amending Chapter 166 of Township Code entitled Land Use and Development in order to amend various definitions related to warehouses, logistics uses, to amend the permitted and prohibited use language in the non-residential zone districts, to clarify and amend policy related to warehouse logistic uses, to adopt regulations for warehouse logistic uses, and to make various technical amendments to the permitted and prohibited use section in the non-residential zone districts. And finally, ordinance number 11-2024. An ordinance of the Township of Hanover, Morris County, New Jersey, amending Chapter 166 of the Township Code entitled Land Use and Development in order to revise the minimum stormwater management requirements and controls for major development in the Township to reflect amendments to stormwater management rules at NJAC 7:8. I'd like to state for the record that all of the ordinances and their notices of introduction will be published in full in the Daily Record in accordance with the law. The public hearing is scheduled for May 9th, 2024 at 8 p.m. If any member of the public would like to speak regarding these ordinances, they will be given the opportunity to do so that evening. May I have a motion to please introduce ordinance numbers 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11?
So moved for introduction.
Second?
On roll call, Committeeman Cahill.
Yes.
Committeeman Farah.
Aye.
Committeeman Francioli.
Aye.
Mayor Gallagher.
Aye.
So introduced.
I was going to say.
That was a lot of
That was a
reading.
good run, Krista. That was a good run.
I apologize. And our next order of business is the approval of resolutions as a consent agenda. Resolutions number 59-2024 through 74-2024. Does any member of the Township Committee have a question regarding any of these items?
Motion approved.
May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolutions are approved. Next on the agenda, we have the payment of bills in the amount of $9,025,886.45. John, can I pay the bills?
Motion to pay the bills.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills are paid. And lastly, we have raffle applications, RL 3436 Hanover Rotary Duck Race, RL 3437, the Kearney PBA Local 21 Civic Association 50/50 raffle, RL 3438 ECLC Foundation 50/50, and then RL 3439 ECLC Foundation Tricky Tray. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So approved. Mayor Gallagher and the members of the committee, that clears the agenda, and I thank you.
Great work, Kristen. I think you should have a little more water.
Thank you.
Joe, that was close to some of the ones that you've had. That was very good. So at this point, I'd like to make a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If anyone from the public would like to address the governing body, please take the podium, state your name and address, and you have 4 minutes. Yes.
Hi, I'm Victoria Benson from 125 Malapartis Road. We're asking for improvements to Malapartis Boulevard. Our street has gone into disrepair, needs to be repaved. We need speed humps to slow down the commuter traffic that's speeding through and terrorizing our neighborhood. We also need a left-hand turn signal so we are able to safely make a left-hand turn from Ridgeville Avenue onto Malapartis Road. We're also looking for the stop sign at Boulevard that is falling over to be righted up and also reinforced so people actually see it. May I ask everybody who lives on Malapartis Boulevard to raise their hands? These are the nice people who came out in the rain. There was a lot more who wanted to come, who are having issues, and all of them have signed a little petition that I had run last year requesting that all of these improvements be considered to stop the commuter traffic that is flying through our neighborhood and making it extremely dangerous. It's been going on for decades. We keep getting pushed down, shoved to the side, and we're really looking for some assistance. And the only way for this to collectively be remediated is really for speed humps or speed tables to be put in. We're taking on all the commuter traffic that's trying to avoid all the traffic lights on Ridgeville Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to say that Ms. Benson came into conference room A prior to the meeting in our public session and made a very good, detailed case on some of the problems and some offers of what could be possible remediation. So we did listen as a collective group, and we are going to take a very, very good look at this. And like I said, you definitely came to the right place, and in conference room A, you had a captive audience. So thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Rachel Kinlan, 140 Malapartis Road. I just want to say I'm highly in favor. I'm right on the corner of Ridgeville and Malapartis, and I got my 2 children with me. And Mr. Mayor, I believe I spoke to you and mentioned my concerns before at the awesome public skate sessions and Friday Nights at Menin. And it just, I can't stress how important it is. Even going out to my own mailbox, there are days that I'm afraid. And just yesterday, I had somebody, they were speeding down, and I had to step back from going out to my own mailbox. So I just ask that you really please take this into consideration. Even when my kids are trying to cross the street to go to their friend's house, I worry every single day, every single time they cross, even when they're coming off of the bus, crossing the street. So I really do ask that you please take this into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, David Segura, 84 Malapartis Road. I walk my dog every evening, and I'm often concerned about being run over because the lighting is not that great on the road in certain areas. Speed humps or speed tables would slow the traffic down. I mean, I wear lighting, I try and make myself visible, but still people speed through. Your consideration, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
good evening. Travis Fetchin, 17 Boulevard Road. Right now, as you can see, I'm not really running, but I'm a big runner. You know, I've run 4 marathons, a bunch of halves. Running on Boulevard Road, you kind of need to be able to dodge whatever might be coming. As you know, it's a straightaway most of the way, and people take advantage of that. If there's a flasher or something like that, I mean, we've had that, we've had cops there, but, you know, unfortunately, people now just don't care, they want to get where they're going. And clearly, I mean, speed humps or something could be something viable to slow the cars down. It doesn't have sidewalks, but I don't think sidewalks are going to slow a vehicle down just with how people drive. So please consider doing something, because it's only going to be a matter of time until something unfortunate happens there that has no reason.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Calvin Davey, 136 Malapartis Road. I'm the second house in from Ridgedale Corner, on the same side as the Kinlands. And I also find it hard to go out to my mailbox sometimes. And often when I'm approaching my driveway in my car, doing the speed limit coming from Boulevard, and the light turns green, whoever's behind me just steps on it, flies around me on the wrong side of the road. And the risk there is, what if somebody's turning off Ridgedale? So I feel like speed hump, maybe right even in front of my house, with my big yard, would definitely be a deterrent to those kinds of things. It can be a very dangerous situation.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
My name is Vic Fetchin, and that was my son speaking a little bit before me. I've lived here since 1954. I've seen so many changes in Cedar Knoll that you might not even remember or heard of. But within the last few years, our street on Boulevard Road is turning out to be like 287. I remember when they built 287. I remember when they did Route 10 differently. Now, we live in a residential zone. People have kids, like to walk outside, play, use the road to jog or whatever. Now, within the last, I would say, 2 years or so, we have seen so much traffic on our street. I would say between 3 o'clock in the afternoon to about 6 o'clock in the evening, Monday through Friday. My wife has a problem going across the street to get the mail. I have the same kind of problem just to look out my driveway. We had police put a speed monitor on our street, repeating everybody's speed. I don't know if any violations were made, but they did try to at least tell people to slow down. Apparently that didn't come through and it didn't work. So as a citizen of this community, like I say, I've been here a long time. I've seen it improve, and I'm starting to see it go down. And I hate to say that it will go any further. I would appreciate if you folks would seriously look on Boulevard Road. Possibly speed bumps will be the answer. Other streets in our community do have speed bumps, which is a lot shorter of a drive than our street, which starts at Eden Lane and ends up at Marta Partis. Marta Partis has also a little bit of a problem with the speeding. So again, as a resident of this town, and I hope I'm speaking for everybody who's here with me, please do something to corral this mess that's been going on for a while. Thank you very much.
So your name and address for the record again?
Name and record, or name and address.
My name is Vic Fetchin, and I live at 17 Boulevard Road.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? You are welcome.
Anyone else?
Kurt Swenson, 123 Malapartis Road. Couple stories for you. My son's 14, plays in the middle school game. He was out with his friend. They were at the corner of Ridgedale and Malapartis, about to cross the road. They had their bikes. They were about to cross it. They stopped. Because the light had turned red, but they could see the car went straight through it. Didn't even slow down, didn't even look. If they had stepped into the road, they would have been hit. And that was only a week ago. A couple of years ago, my wife and I were out with a couple of neighbors. We were standing at the foot of the driveway. Car turned left on Boulevard, came down. By the time it hit our house, it was going almost 60. We had to pull ourselves out of the road because it didn't even slow. It went right to the road. And something to keep in mind, that cut through Malapartis and Boulevard is a cut through for the high school students. And you see them all the way through in the morning, flying through. So that's a couple things to keep in mind. My son has said over again, it would be nice if they would improve the road. I don't know if speed bumps are the right answer. I personally put up lights, cameras, and do that because I've seen the speed bumps near the side and I've seen people, once they degrade, they fly right through them. I personally prefer to see cameras because that will stop people.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Good evening, I'm Joan Fetchin from 17 Boulevard Road in Cedar Knolls. It is a very dangerous situation. You know, if you just want to take a walk, whatever, you go down the road, people fly by. They have no respect for you or for anybody else. And they love to throw out also trash. It's unbelievable. Every 2 weeks, I'm walking down our street, picking stuff up out of our field or yard, the Jewish cemetery, the woods that we have across the street, picking litter up. They're throwing out beer bottles, cans, and everything. And so many people also don't, with their trash, their recycling. They don't secure it. The wind comes and everything blows all over the place. And it just makes me sick. It really does. I can't stand it anymore. Something has to be done about the traffic and all these people that bring all this trash. That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Go ahead. You're on the same street. I'm going to go a little off.
Hi, we're Eric and Colleen Burt. We live at 97 Malapartis, so we're all the way at the end, basically right where the cul-de-sac is. And I think that there's multiple problems here. One of them that we experience almost daily is that nobody stops at the stop sign. If a policeman stayed in that cul-de-sac throughout the day, the amount of tickets that could be written would be incredible. It's so bad that I actually get into the left lane as I'm approaching where the intersection is, because I've almost been hit so many times that gives me the opportunity where they will see the car out there where they may not see it closer because of the trees in our neighbor's yard.
I think you're turning right.
And everybody just assumes you're going down Boulevard, but we live at the end of the road. So it's literally almost a daily occurrence. Outside of that, we have a dog that I walk down Boulevard, and I'm afraid to let my children walk the dog. When I walk him, and this is an everyday occurrence as well, the speed at which people travel down Boulevard is incredible. I know that I just heard others talking about it, twice the speed limit, sometimes more than that. At 2:55 every day, I work from home. There's a Ford Mustang that comes ripping down the road. You can hear it. It's so loud that the guy that I work with in Texas knows that it's 2:55 for traders because he can hear the car. And that's how fast this guy goes every single time. Nobody stops at the stop sign. It is a problem. Somebody is going to get seriously injured. And I do think something needs to be done about it. And again, my wife had approached about speed bumps a couple years ago.
At least.
And we were told that a study was done. I know that at one point we saw that there was one of those police monitors that measured the speed. I don't know how long it was there. But all I could say is if there was a policeman there, the amount of tickets that could be written on a daily basis would be incredible. The other problem that exists is that anytime there's a backup on 287 or other outlets, all of a sudden all the traffic gets rerouted basically because people know that it's a cut through. So when you're talking about travel times at around when people are coming home, 5, 6 o'clock at night, you have 7, 8, 9 cars ripping down Boulevard to get out to Ridgedale to the stoplight. So we're here because we are concerned. We have kids. I'm afraid of letting my kids walk down Boulevard with my dog. I'm afraid of letting her walk down. At night, we always have a flashlight with us anytime we're there, and you still almost get run over. I can't tell you how many run-ins I've had. So it's something that is a problem. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
The only thing I wanted to add is we've been residents of this town for 18 years. It has been a problem since day one, since we moved in. Countless times that people have ripped by us, people on their phones almost hitting us, completely ignoring any kind of signs at the beginning of Eden Lane Boulevard there that say don't turn right. Everybody does it. Everybody does this to avoid the lights on Ridgedale. It might be helpful to have like one of those blinking stop signs that were in Eden Lane. We were hit there about a year ago.
We got hit a year ago.
Just totally T-boned there because someone went through that stop sign. Maybe it was because of us because it was actually in that direction that they put the lights on the stop sign. Really anything will help. I think speed bumps will help. What I don't understand is how, you have speed bumps on those 2 streets right by 7-Eleven, which are very short. I know they get a lot of traffic, but we get a lot of traffic too. These are all people that are avoiding the lights on Ridgedale. I know there was some talk about sidewalks. I mean, we just came in, but that's not going to solve the speed problem. We need to have more measures put in place to make sure that our streets are safe. This is a mile, probably long stretch between the beginning of Boulevard and down by the Allegro School. Sorry, my brain is the street thing, Cedar Mills Road. It's like a speedway, and there's a lot of people here tonight. I'm really happy to see that. And I told my husband tonight, we really need to go. This is our chance to speak up. The studies that I asked about that my husband alluded to, they were sent to me, and from what I recall, when I asked for them, they were taken in some time frame around August. Everybody's away in August. It's not a great time to do this. The best time would probably be September when all the kids are back at school. Yes, there's definitely high school students, but we see everybody. Like he said, people trying to avoid 287. I see very rushed moms and dads trying to get their kids to school, or they're late for something. They use Boulevard as a raceway.
Yeah, and like I said, in that cul-de-sac, if you left a policeman all day, our taxes would go down with the amount of tickets that would be written. If someone stayed there and watched what goes on, it's terrible. It's really, really bad. No one stops at that stop sign. So
thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Anyone else that can be heard?
Okay.
No.
No, I'm going to go a little off script, but I appreciate all you guys. I drive through Boulevard. Carol Pasker here at 163 Park Avenue. So I'm here to talk about, I was here last month to talk about 154 Park Avenue, maybe to bring to some of your attention as well. We have We have a home there that it's,
All right, do the best you can. Just calm down and relax.
yeah, I was all ready for this, but, we have a home there that is being used for, sobriety uses. These are people that are trying to get their lives back together, that they have not, they're from all over our country. I know that because I door knocked back in September on the county committee person from my district. And these guys are trying to get their lives back together. It's a facility, so it's commercial. And she doesn't have her variance yet. So my concern is she's building another home right next to it. And next month, she comes here to get her variance. And if she gets her variance, I'm concerned that the next home will be the same thing. This is on Park Avenue, Whippany. Everyone drives through Park Ave. And I'm not against people to get their lives back together. I think that's a wonderful situation. But I'm against the fact that this is a residential area where we are a family, we are young families, we are older families, we're a residential area, we're not commercial. So it shouldn't be allowed. And it's a 4-bedroom house. I'm reading about some of this stuff, and the state is stating that it should be a 5-bedroom home. I see many vehicles in the driveway. I see a van leave every day with 8 men getting in it. I know that they're going to a place to heal themselves, to get better. But then I see vehicles sitting in the driveway from Texas, from Florida, from Ohio, a lot of other states. I don't know if they're in the home. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know who is responsible for them. Do they have another person responsible for them? You know, like these kind of places, you need somebody who is in charge. So the question is also, is there an alternate in case this other person is not available, is sick? So these are my concerns, and I just wanted to bring it up. I know I went a little off script, but I feel a few of you people might not know about this. So I'm bringing it to your attention. Thank you.
Carol, thank you. The floor is still open if anyone else would like to speak.
Pete Pastor, 163 Park Avenue. I just want to instill into you people what's going on. This is not a non-profit organization. This isn't Sisters of the Poor. This is big business in its own single-family residential neighborhood. It's not right. Not only is the landlord making money on this, the facility itself is making money on this. They're charging these people like $12,500 a month to go up to rehab. It's profit. The guy that owns this place, that started it, is flying in a Learjet and owns a mansion. I have no problem with the town having a rehab facility. We got plenty of areas for that. It's not for a residential, single-family home zoned area. I couldn't even believe that I would have to come here and dispute this. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you people feel. Everybody has their own opinion. But if they let this go, they're going to be all over town. I'm telling you. Because once you open up the can, you can't put the lid back. And they're going to go to all parts of town and try to do the same thing. Now, if you want the town to be known as the rehab capital of Morris County, so be it. but I've been living here like this gentleman here for a lot of years. I've seen them come, I've seen them go. You talk about traffic, 287, 24. We got screwed by the state, that's what happened. The congestion all hits in Hanover. We couldn't do anything about it. Mendham had the bus. 24 was supposed to go all the way up to there. They put the kibosh to it. The problem is, we didn't have to push it. So there's traffic everywhere. You want to talk about traffic? Live on Park Avenue. My dog gets hit by a car. You can't get the man. You talk about 50 miles an hour, these guys are going 60 miles an hour. Because what happens is, if they're making a left on the street, they're passing them on the right. And I understand your problem, but it's all over town. And the roads stink. Go to Malapartis. They just paved that thing years ago, I never forget it. They paved the road. Now, a year later, the utility company comes in and trenches the friggin' thing, and there was a bumpy mess ever since. What kind of planning is that? Who the hell repaves the road, and then a year later lifts the frickin' thing back up?
Sir, your 4 minutes is...
God bless you. Roll Tide.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else? The
Appreciate
floor
you
is still
giving me
open.
time. Thank you. Here we go.
Seeing none? Hearing none? Sure, nobody else has any more comments? Floor is still open. Okay. Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay. Motion to adjourn? Motion. Oh, I thought you just discussed no. Yeah, motion to adjourn?
Oh, okay, yeah, I have.
Second? We still got a lot more work to do. We saved 20 minutes from our comments.
No, I appreciate it.
Please, no comments.